Cassandra Aaron Show.
Welcome to the Cassandra Aaron Show, where you're going to be motivated, uplifted, and encouraged. I'm so glad that you tuned in. Before I move into the different segments of the show, I want to read a scripture, Matthew 6:33, which is my favorite scripture. Seek first the kingdom of God and all his righteousness, and all these things will be added unto you. My other scripture is delight yourself in him, and he will give you the desires of your heart. I don't go nowhere, don't do anything without prayer. So my prayer is for you to be blessed by this broadcast. Everybody on this panel be blessed, and families be protected and shielded. And let us speak what thus says the Lord. We're not here for our own form and fashion, but we're here to glorify and lift up the name of Jesus. My topic on today, our brokenness, and how we overcame brokenness. And so I want to introduce the panel to you. I have Ella, co-host Ella Coleman, who used to be my co-host on the Circle of Love. She's a publisher, she's an author, also a woman of God. I asked her to come and assist me today with our brokenness, because she's known to be a mentor, she's known to be a coach, and so she's going to give her input. Over here to my right, I have Attorney Janie Manning, awesome woman of God. I just love to be in her presence. I know I got to stick to my script, but I need to get off. She blessed me. I was in the studio with her, and I have been divorced 1 year from this day. And I always was looking at my own pain, my own hurt, my own disappointment. And I really lost track that I thought I was really the only one going through a divorce and just tore up and messed up. But when she began to tell me her testimony, it really broke some yokes off my life. So I need you to go and get your family, get somebody who you know that's going through a terrible, hurtful divorce, because this woman of God got a wonderful testimony. Thank God for the attorney in the building today. She could be so many other places, but she chose to be here with us. Amen. Amen. God bless you. Also on my right, I have Jenefenesse Turker, awesome woman of God, Jenefenesse Turker. That's a beautiful name. I love that name. It's very unique. Thank you. And also, she has her MBA. Yes. That's to be honored. That's not an easy course. Okay. She's a financial advisor, a financial coach. I graduated from the Franklin University, but yes, and you teach at Franklin University. So it's awesome to have you here on this panel. Not only are they going to talk about their brokenness, but these women have overcame so many things that they wrote about it, and so they'll tell you that later on in the segment. So moving along, I want to interview I want to interview Attorney Manning. So my first question to you, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. Tell me about your marriage. Tell me what led to the divorce.
Okay, good. So the first marriage, which I was for sure was going to be forever, I met the gentleman actually when I was 19. We kissed for the first time when I was 21, and had sex for the first time before marriage, but at 23. We had been together for some time. We didn't officially marry until I was 28 years old. So we had dated all through the end of my college, all through my law school, and I really felt like I was doing everything just right, you know? We had the world's most beautiful wedding. It was in Jamaica on a private island. All the guests were white. You know, like 75 people came with us from the States over there. Like, I mean, it was really a beautiful, beautiful event, you know? And I'm so glad I was a part of it, right? So the hope would be that the marriage, of course, would live up to the wedding, and that's not always the story. We were long distance through our dating relationship, as well as long distance through the marriage. And what I know now is that it's so easy to keep up a facade when you're not seeing somebody every day. So what really happened to us is I was active in my church, very active in my church. And I always wanted him to come with me, and sometimes he would, you know. Finally convinced him to join a couples care group with me, which is like an at-home based Bible study, you know. And I was praying hard, and trying to do everything right, be the perfect wife. You know how that is, right? Because this marriage is going to last, not like my parents, right? We're not able to do this. And I do remember distinctly praying about this way his attitude needed to change about finances. And he heard me. God heard my prayer, because I know for a fact, I mean, just days later, the husband sat down with me and he said, you know what I've been thinking? I need to change my attitude in these different areas, right? And I said, look at you, God, that's how this works, you know?
Quickly.
Right. It's hindsight that lets me know that the man didn't say he had changed his mind. He did not say he had changed his attitude. He said that he should. I know that God had knocked on his heart and said to him, here's what you need to do, and he decided not to. A year and a half later, I'm pressing him one day in a way that I usually don't about what's going on. And he shares with me, I don't love you the way a husband should love a wife. I don't think I want to be married anymore. And I took that news. Oh, and he had been feeling that way for a year and a half. He just didn't know how to tell me. I took that news and I thought that's all right, because you know what? We're going to work through this.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah, that's right.
We're going to make this happen.
That's right. That's what we do. That's
That's what we do. I'm going to make this
Right.
happen. I wasn't able to make it happen in my own power. God took him away from me. He moved on out, said he was going to be gone just for 6 months. After not hearing from him for 6 months, I thought, wait, I don't think he's coming back. So, right. So the first step is to acknowledge the fact that he is gone and he's not coming back, right? So once I realized he wasn't coming back, even when I filed for divorce, I didn't want the divorce. I really wanted it to be a wake-up call to him, like, you know, I'm going to come back to her and everything's going to work out beautiful. But that's not how it happened. It was through the divorce process that I actually learned that he had left me for a man. That in fact he had been gay throughout the entire relationship. He was actually, later I'm learning, was actually kind of almost out in college. And then he met me and I thought we were best friends, you know. And though there were a number of signs throughout the marriage, I didn't want to see them because I was so sure I was going to stay married.
What was the sign?
Forever. One was he didn't want to be intimate with me, right? Like I told you, he traveled for work. He come home, I have on the lingerie, a fresh meal cooked, you know what I mean? Like I'm, you know, ready to do. And we sitting on the couch watching Project Runway, eating dessert. Like he was my girlfriend.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Like, red flag, Project One.
Right. Girl. Like he was my girlfriend. And several times I did say things to my mother and she said to me, that's not natural. She would say that to me and I kept dogging her like, you don't know. You know, you've been divorced 2 times, what you know about keeping a man?
Right. Oh my
That's
goodness, what we do.
that.
We do that. We do that.
Look at your fruits.
Right.
You ain't got no.
You ain't got nobody.
Man, tell me, at least I'm still married.
Right.
Even if it ain't working out
I'm
right.
holding on to this man.
Girl. That's the whole truth. That is the whole
And we
truth.
can laugh about it now.
Yes,
So,
we
and
Not
you-
then.
And I'm
Not
telling you,
then.
I'm telling you right now, you're gonna laugh at this situation that you're going through. You're gonna laugh. Watch what I tell you.
Amen. I tell you, girl, look, they had to pick me up off the floor. You know, I'd be on the movies and a woman be on the floor.
Oh, yeah.
And the friends had to carry her into the home. You know, her hair look all crazy. This was me. I lived that life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I called it shattering into reality. God took me on a real journey. He brought people around me. He let me into divorce care, which I'm so thankful to God for, to be in a room with other women who are also going through divorce. So I didn't feel like I'm the only one, you know.
Right.
I love him. I hate him. I pity him. I want to fight him. All at the same time. And I learned that was okay,
Natural.
you know. And I went through the therapy to realize that I was originally broken in childhood during my parents' divorce, right? That's when I made the decision that I would kind of accept whatever situation I was in, which is why I was able to ignore those signs, you know, that maybe there's something wrong with this marriage. And with time, God showed me that I deserve so much more. You know, I deserve a husband that's really going to cherish me and cater to me and really love me and put me first. And I mean, I got a number of stories where he did things that I should have been ashamed of, but I didn't have enough
What was the
self-esteem.
second sign? The other sign.
Second sign, girl. Well, look, 'cause it was really about 4 of them. But the second really big one was this Victoria's Secret type catalog that used to come to the house, but it was for men. And so it would be men posed in their underwear. Yes. And so I have showed that magazine to a few straight men
Red
who
flag.
did, right, and then their faces go, why are you showing me that?
Right. Look at it.
Right. Oh, I'm comfortable with that.
Like, I don't look at no hard angle. No, I'm just going now. That's exactly what the brothers gonna say. Okay,
Exactly.
we're not talking about nobody now. We're just saying what the brothers would
What they're
say.
saying, right? But I'm ignoring these things because this is so, none of
You
that
wanted
matters.
to work. You just wanted to work.
I just wanted it to work.
Right.
I just wanted it to work. So,
Because you didn't want nobody going through what you went through.
nope.
And then it was one with the other sign. You gotta tell the people the other sign.
Oh, okay. Well,
Then we'll go.
there was the very first one, which was even before we got married. And I found an empty condom wrapper and an empty lube in a jacket pocket of his, which I knew confidently was a setup for anal sex. I know that when I see that. I've been teaching HIV education and prevention, since I was a young girl. But he told me a story. Oh, this is my friend's jacket. He was going with a girl that liked it like that, Okay. And so I just went with it. And even later I found gay pornography on his computer. He gave me another story. Oh no, this is my friend. He just, that's how you make his money. It's just a portal. There's something computer talk he said to me that I believed it. Even though something in me said, right?
Yeah.
But the main part of me wanted to be married. And that was the
bottom.
Right.
Overarching thing.
There you go.
We wanted to work.
We wanted to work. That's what we do.
We hope.
And accepting the truth. When did you come to accepting it? When did you begin to just accept it and deal with it head on?
It was the thing that really clicked in. It was even before I realized he was gay. Is my bank account got garnished over these taxes that we had filed together, and I realized that I couldn't call him for help. That I did not have any support. What's the point in having a spouse if you don't have no help? And that was really the thing that got me and let me realize that the marriage itself was a sham. Even before really digging into the fact that it really was a sham, and it would seem like, oh, well, he left you for a man.
A volcano erupting.
Well, she still need anger management.
Look at
We all do here.
That's the truth. No, that's the whole truth. That's the truth.
Count to 10 slowly and breathe every time in between.
Don't throw.
Well, real quick. When I was young and I had a boyfriend and he cheated on me, literally I went and cut all his tires up. He would sleep with his girlfriend. I went to his house and I cut every tire. And then I went back home.
That's very good.
I'm not mad at you. God did us both a favor. He moved that man to another state. I mean, it helped a lot. Not that at one point I was not contemplating how can I carry a blade in my mouth into the courthouse, get through the.
As an attorney.
Right, I worked there.
Oh,
right,
wow.
I worked there. How can I sneak this in? And so if I walk past him, I can just slice him ever so slightly,
and let him bleed out.
Let him bleed out.
Oh God.
Yeah, but I
don't get you.
But Attorney Manny, before I move on to her question.
But I didn't.
No, you didn't.
Right?
But you know what you told me that really blessed me when you was at my house when you said, when you are married and you get a divorce, how we act out of character.
Oh yes.
Tell them about that, because
So what happened was
that's not us.
No, it is. No, you do. You lose. I lost my moral high ground, so I really regret acting out in anger like that. Right? I went to social media. You don't want to go to social media
Ever.
But I went to social media, and I outed him on social media. I took over his account. I posted things about him, private conversations he was having with other men. Tagged his mama, let her know that I was scared to come out. I know it got nasty. It got really nasty. And so what happened is, then the people turned on me, right? How could you do him like that? How could you act like that? And I lost all of the moral high ground I would have had in the whole thing. Do you know what I mean? Just really lost my integrity in the whole thing. So now I'm no longer even a victim. If I could have at least been a victim.
Right.
But now I'm the aggressor. Now I'm the one that's doing that to him. You know what I mean? Because I'm mad and I'm lashing out, and I'll always feel bad about it.
And that's good that you identified your mistakes, because that's what shows your maturity, and it also shows that you are that true woman of God that God has called you to be. Because oftentimes we'll go through stuff and we'll blame the other person, and we'll just keep on blaming them. And then we want everybody to jump to our defense because look what he did. I know what I did, but look what he did.
Yep.
So that's mature, and I think that's a great segue for the audience. You know, we do act out of character, but when we can woman up and say, you know what, I was wrong. Here's where I was wrong. Not so much where they was wrong, because they're going to be wrong, and that's on them. You know, that's their cross to bear. But we all have our own cross to bear.
Amen.
And
so that's a blessing.
the word says, don't let your good be evil spoken of,
Right.
you know, because you can even be right in a situation, and if you handle it wrong,
Exactly.
it makes you, and you handled it wrong.
Mhm.
Because he was doing that on you. You were a faithful wife.
Yeah.
And when he did it on you, that anger made you, you know, you were provoked to handle it wrong. And that's where we get to make decisions. That's when we have to go do the anger management, when we do have to get the counseling, when we do have to sit down and really say, okay, how should I really handle this? And really go to God at that point. But not only go to God, but go to some help. And that's what I think turned the tides for you.
Okay, boy, this is too good. I think Attorney Manning, I don't know if I'm gonna get to.
I don't think so.
Oh my goodness, but you know,
Okay.
but you know,
15 minutes.
but wait, no, just I'm gonna touch on this. Getting help, because that's the thing. People are fighting against help,
That's so true.
and we need help.
Especially our culture. We don't believe in that.
We don't think.
We don't believe
Yeah,
in that.
no
We think
bullshit,
it's
no
weak.
shrink.
We think
You know,
it's
all that
weak. We
stuff.
think that's for them. That's not for us. We just don't do it.
All we need is prayer.
Oh,
That's
we
all
need.
is
Oh
prayer.
my. Oh my. And that's what we say. Just pray. God will work it out. God will handle it. We all are women of faith. We understand what God will and can do.
Amen.
But
And
we
who
need more
can
than
and
prayer.
can't use.
We-
There's got to be some action and some decisions.
Yes.
Some decisions,
Yes.
not in that, some decisions first, because you got to think about what you need to do, and then make some real good choices
You gotta
about
want
how
to
you're going to
be
move
whole.
ahead. So if you're in a bad situation and you're trying to get your over where you are right now, you got to make some, even if it's just step by step decisions. What you can handle today. Maybe you can handle it today. Maybe you can handle it tomorrow. But you know you got to handle it. So get your, I mean, prayer can help. Prayer will help you.
Yeah.
Prayer will help you immensely. But you do have to make decisions, and you do have to move forward.
That's right.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Last question, because man, this is just we could do a whole 30-minute show just
2
on
hours. What are you talking
attorney.
about?
Right.
Man,
We'll
right,
do
it's
this
a-
again next month.
Amen. We want to talk, because this is the part I love. This is my best question out of
Right.
all of it. Happily married again
Yes.
and expecting.
Yes.
Yes, and glowing in that expectancy.
Thank you very much.
Glowing expectancy.
Pregnancy suits me well. Pregnancy suits me well. That's why she keep doing it. Right. That's the third one in 5
So we
years.
can't say she ain't getting none now.
Not now.
She is pregnant right
That
now.
is the truth. The new husband opened up a whole world for me, and I do know confidently, if I had not experienced that divorce, I would not appreciate my husband the way I do.
That's so true.
I know
That's
that for
good
sure.
stuff.
You know, because the stuff that I was looking for in that first husband, educated and in the fraternity, and he was an engineer and all of these things. We looked good together, and it seemed like this right thing. His character was bad.
Yeah.
Let's just
Bottom line.
bad, right? He didn't love me like he's supposed to love a
Right.
wife. He didn't submit to God. I mean, these things are very clear, and that's really what you're supposed to be looking for in a mate. So I'm happily married now to a young man with his fine self. I call him Idris Rubble. Right? You like my little cross, between Idris, right? So anyway, but when we got together, he showed me his character. He showed me his character. He never showed up to my house empty-handed. He was concerned about what I ate when he didn't bring me food. He was raising a child that wasn't even biologically his, so that he would be a man. He went with me to chaperone a youth Bible, retreat lock-in, and just all these things that showed his character.
I like the fact that when he went to your house
Yes.
and he looked in the refrigerator.
Every time he came, he would open the refrigerator and look in there. And then finally one day he said, "If I don't bring you food, what do you eat?"
Let's go to that.
Absolutely.
I love it too because a husband, a man, is a protector and a provider.
That's right.
Yes.
And he showed you that character, just like you said. So you was like,
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's what I mean. And she
Exactly.
didn't go, and that's what I love. I don't care. This is my show, and I'm going to talk about what I want to talk about.
So good.
But the fact of the matter is, I love the fact that you didn't try to get somebody like another attorney.
Right.
oh yeah.
That's we have to touch on.
Right. That's the
Yeah.
truth.
Right.
I didn't snub my nose at him. I mean, he's an electrician by trade, which is a very good trade. But he was laid off when we met, and he was mowing grass at $14 an hour. I had a law firm, had one for 7 years, had just got off a stint of running for judge. I could have acted up.
You could have.
You
You could have been
could've
like,
been-
what
you
you gonna
really-
do for me? Mow my
Right.
grass, baby.
Maybe.
Right.
Wait a minute. And I have said this, and I have to confess. What are you bringing to the table?
Right.
Here's all my stuff.
these can be very arrogant questions.
Mhm.
And when you look back on them, you say, that wasn't the way to handle that.
Yeah.
We all make mistakes.
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
We all make mistakes, but one of the things that you don't want to make, ladies, is to, when God sends you someone, to, belittle him or anything
Absolutely.
because he doesn't come in the suit that you want him to wear.
That's
He
right.
doesn't come with the profession that you want.
Mm-hmm.
And so we have to be open to character, integrity,
Exactly.
honesty. These kind of things are what
Values.
really values. This is what makes a man after God's own heart, and one that can love you like
And
Christ
he
loves
does
the
love her
church.
because I
Amen.
met him. He sat in my house and he loves her and adores her.
You do.
And I love it. It's just like
And you
a
look
perfect
love.
love story.
You look
Yeah.
love now. You
Yes,
can tell
she
when a
does.
woman doesn't look love. You
And-
look love.
My last question with him is when he had a record.
He had a oh, what? Oh, this thing here with me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
See this?
Yeah.
Yeah, he had a record.
Yeah, he did have a record. He sure did. And I'm an attorney, right?
Right.
I just come off the center running for judge. You know what I mean?
Record. Yes.
And it was early on. We had only dated a couple times, and he was, realizing he liked me. He pulled himself up
Mhm.
on the internet. He was just like, "Look, you need to know. This
And
what I'm
that's
coming with."
honesty.
He came
He
clean.
got all that character.
But now before we go
Yeah.
on to her, tell him what he's doing now.
But now,
Yeah.
my little mogul.
Yeah.
My little mogul.
Go ahead and say it.
He is the owner of the Manufactured Inspections.
Awesome company, and
Okay.
he's moving, and he's rocking, and he has
Oh,
a
no,
lot
that's
of
not true.
clients.
Oh my God, lots.
Love
Yes.
Hiring people, paying people,
Yes.
job creating.
Oh,
Yes.
my
Doing stuff
goodness.
right.
Yes.
What a blessing.
Love it.
Yes.
What a blessing.
Oh my God.
My goodness.
Amen.
Happily married.
I mean,
Yes.
Oh.
All that to get to this.
All of that to get to this, but
All
I
of that
wouldn't
to get
have
to this.
appreciated it. I mean that.
I know it.
I wouldn't have appreciated it.
I know it. I
That's
know it.
lovely.
I know it. Lord, all right. We got it. I mean, Attorney Manning your story is touching.
That's the story.
Yes.
But I'm gonna tell you, man, lock it in. Don't go nowhere. Stay tuned.
The Cassandra Aaron Show.
I'm not gonna jump right in because people gotta know. No, I'm not. Because people have to know the background.
Okay.
It's not fair because I know. So I'm not gonna jump in. It's not fair to the audience. But tell me about your first and second marriage.
Okay, so a little bit about my first marriage. So I knew him for 11 years. We were
Okay.
friends. We were just good friends. And we loved each other in an agape love type of way. So it was just like, we cool, we homies. He was always there for me, always was a provider. And so I had gotten saved and I had remained celibate and I wanted to have sex.
That's what they do.
And so I chose him.
Right. You know.
And we even joke and say that I bamboozled him. I bamboozled him into marriage. But bottom line, it was not meant to be. It was
Okay.
not meant to be. We were very competitive. Like I was telling you the other day, when you get married, the expectation level goes up.
Right.
You have higher expectations of that person. And because they're now your spouse, you expect certain things from them. And that's how it was with him. And he never changed. He just really wanted to continue being my friend. And so it didn't work out. It just didn't work out. We both did some crazy crap. I was very hopeful. Like Miss Manning here, I was under the impression that I will be married forever. I'm not going to get a divorce. A few months before I met my next husband. And it was actually, if I do say so myself, and I believe everybody on the outside looking in, and even me from the inside looking out, he was perfect for me. He was perfect for me. He knew me inside and out. He was an ultimate provider. He was a protector. I felt like if we went to West Bambipi and some tigers came out, he would protect me.
I know that.
Like, I mean, we went all over this country. And I'm serious. I mean, I didn't speak Spanish. We went over to Dominican Republic. He spoke the language. He had us treated like locals. Like, people loved him. He was that person. And so I love him. Like, I can't say loved. We're divorced. And, you know, and I'll talk about why we're divorced. But I have forgiven him and I still love him. So he violated my trust. Not only did he, cheat and betray my trust, but he molested my daughter. I still wanted to consider this man as my best friend. There's times, even now, we just got divorced Monday. What? How many days it's been? 6 days? You know, I'm freshly divorced. But my thing is, because of the drama and the turmoil that's wrapped around my divorce, the fact that he molested my baby and I forgave him and loved him in spite of, and all those things, people have an opinion of that. And they have an opinion of me. And so certain relationships have been severed. And so I still at times want to reach out to him. I still at times feel like I need him. And I believe that's the purpose of marriage. The purpose of marriage is to tie us as one. And divorce, even though we sometimes have to go through it, it is a death. It is a true death. And so I'm dying. You know, I'm grieving this man who is still alive. That's worse than grieving somebody that dies. Because a part of you is dying. And so what I will say is this, in that second marriage, now that it's over, I can't say I thank God it's over, because I had so much fun with him. You know what I'm saying? I enjoyed him. He was my best friend. I love him. All of that. So I can't say I thank God it's over. That first one, I thank God it's over. But the second one, I'm like, dang. You know, but it's just, I'm still healing. This is fresh. This is new. And so for those of you that are going through and need strength to continue in that path, even though it's so uncomfortable. And that's why a lot of people go backwards. That's why a lot of people will get to a certain point and they're like, well, I know, and he'll start jabbing in your ear and you start going back his way because it's comfortable. Right? But you can't do that because you don't know what God has for you on the other side, just like for you. Had you stayed in that marriage, you wouldn't be happy right now. You know? So if a door is closing, don't get mad. Let it close. Because guess what? It has to close in order for the next one to open.
Yes.
Bottom line.
Listen, because as soon as you go back and that man ain't right, and that man ain't got no relationship, and that man ain't talking to God, and he don't love God, and he ain't walking.
Amen.
And there's some people out here, and I'm not trying to put nobody down, women out here, you're still married to a man that you know that is molesting your kids. You know it. Women, we feel it, we know it, and we sense it. You're trying to ignore it. Get some help. That's all I can tell you. Get some help. It is what you see.
That's right.
Now, for me, for example, I was molested as a child. I was molested from the time I was 5 until I was 8. And by my uncle and his friends. You know, they would simulate sex on me. They would oral sex. It was just the craziest thing. I chose not to say anything.
And so on our next segment, I want to talk and deal with the spirit of sabotage. And people will try to shut down your ministry, shut down your call, shut you down, shut your worship down, shut your praise down, shut your ministry down. Yes, that's what sabotage would do. It will cause you to move backwards instead of forward. But the Bible says he is married to the backslider. Thank God, because I ain't have sense enough to save myself. So he's married to the backslider. You'll go back and do different things that nobody else know that you're doing. You're opening up doors and doors and doors and doors and doors that nobody see, nobody know but God. So I want you to know the spirit of sabotage is on a rampage. Closing with this. We rebuke the spirit of sabotage. That's what you're facing and that's what you're dealing with. God bless you.